There we go.
That's crazy. Okay, we're recording now. Let's go.
I love this.
Okay.
All right.
So, I was thinking last night trying to come up with a name for this podcast, and I had all these ideas.
Oh, I got these ideas, like a hat, a big old hat.
Flowing.
Yeah.
And then I started searching, and a lot of people have already used the best names. This is what happens when you're late to the game like this. But we're gonna.
Yeah. How many years has podcasts been going around?
It's been going quite a few years now, but thank you. There we go. All right, that's going to kill some
New
time
York City, everybody.
Quite a few years there have been podcasts going on and whatnot, but we're going to call this Tuff Stitch. Oh, God. So we'll come up with a logo for that. There'll be a logo dropped in here.
Thank you, Road.
Yeah.
Caster.
So, I know we were trying to find a direction, and this thing will find its own direction. I know we had some questions that we kind of wanted to go over, like all-encompassing questions.
I think some of the comments that we get are from. So we picked out like the top comments that we get from our Instagram and Facebook of certain things.
Yeah, some of them sound really in depth, and some of these questions could take a 2-hour-long podcast, but we'll try to hit some bullet points here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask the questions. Aaron's gonna answer them. And we'll go with the first one. This one says, walk us through making a high-quality leather motorcycle jacket from material selection to the final stitching.
Well, that's a 2-hour podcast right there. But I will say that a quality leather jacket starts with the right cowhide. We use cowhide, and getting the right selection is the most important. So us working with a reputable butcher, and we get to select the cows first before the competition gets us the best cowhide to manufacture these jackets with. Material selection, that's one thing. Getting the best quality cow, and then through our partners, we have access to great liners. We use performance fabrics in some of our jackets, using a quality zipper with a lifetime warranty, and then stitching. We're not going to cheap out on stitching.
No.
That's kind of what we're known for is the finishing, inside and outside. We should make a whole 2-hour-long podcast about making a jacket from beginning to end.
We could do a 2-hour podcast about just the zippers alone.
Yeah, we could do that. But I'd say high quality starts first with having a good selection of cattle to pick from.
Yeah. All right, that's a good answer. Let's go to the next question. So this one says, how do different types of leather like cowhide, buffalo, and goat affect the durability and comfort of the gear?
Okay, well, that's another great question. I'll cut to that second note in there, buffalo. So a lot of people think when they'll see the word buffalo or an image of a buffalo associated with a motorcycle jacket, you're not buying like a buffalo, like American bison buffalo jacket. What you're buying in the motorcycle industry is water buffalo. So people like to use that image of an American bison and think you're buying that jacket, but you're not. You're buying an Asian water buffalo is what you're buying.
Kind of like when someone buys in Boston, like, is that a real dragon? And you're like, no, because dragons don't exist.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Do I have real fish scales on my custom vest? No, you don't. It's just embossed on there. Cowhide is going to be the most durable, and it's going to be the most pliable, and a good naked cowhide jacket, when your body warms up to it, it's going to bend and move with you. And then goat, we use goat in gloves. Motorcycle gloves, we will use thick cowhide in some of them, but a goat palm on a motorcycle glove, I've said this a million times. It might be wrong to say, I don't know, but goat is like a tough rat. It's like a hell of an animal that can take a lot of abuse. And if you slide and put your hands down, the first thing you do when you lay down your bike is try to put your hands down. It's the wrong thing to do, but everybody tries to catch themselves. And a good goat skin glove will take a very long slide on the asphalt. So all of those materials are good.
Did you say the first thing they shouldn't be doing is this?
Yeah, because you're going to break your fingers. Like everybody, when you fall, you put your hands down, but you should just kind of tuck and slide.
Yeah.
But you're not going to think about that when you're going 80 miles an hour down the highway. But cowhide, buffalo, and goat. Cowhide is what you're looking for. Goat's what you're looking for in gloves. Buffalo is just it's not what everybody thinks it is. There are some items that can be made of buffalo very well, but there's what you're going to want to spend your money on is a good cowhide jacket.
All right. Another great answer from Aaron. All right, let's go for the third one. We got actually 3 more. So, how has technology influenced the leather jacket industry? Kevlar, canvas, denim, and other materials.
Okay, so Kevlar has been a great addition. We use on our custom vest builder and jacket builder. You can pick Kevlar stitching. Kevlar is a plastic, so a Kevlar version of plastic will heat up to a much higher temperature before it decides to melt. So Kevlar, woven into denim, that makes the denim stronger. But what you're looking for is a slide rating, but slide translates into heat. Slide equals heat. So you get a higher melting point with Kevlar. So we've dabbled with that with our textile division. There's a timer going off over here.
It's Aaron's mom.
Yep. As far as technology, a leather jacket is a leather jacket. With us, it's a pretty straightforward thing to make. The technical side of that, we started using some performance fabrics on the inside of our liners that would make them flex better when you're reaching for the handlebars. After we've built in an action back, there's another liner that's a zip out liner. Those liners used to be very uncomfortable. They didn't move with your arms, so we put a flex panel in there. So there's some performance fabric that is from, like, I think we didn't partner, but we have friends that worked at Adidas, and they were able to give us some fabric to test out, and that's kind of how we buy it through another guy.
Was that when we had like the MMA?
I think so, yeah.
Stuff,
but we had access to some performance fabric, and we started putting it in the liners, and it started working. Kevlar stitching is good. I'm trying to think of. I mean, the liners got improved there. At the end of the day, it really revolves around if the pattern's made right, if it's going to sit on the body the right way, especially in the riding position. But I would say us adding our heavy hitter canvas, that's given us a little bit more room to play with in the field. A lot of people don't want to wear leather, so when we introduce the canvas, that also has it's a 20-ounce canvas, so it will slide for a long time before it burns in. And I've seen some of our customers send in pictures of their bikes totaled, and their canvas shirt doesn't look like it has a scratch on it because it literally took a 60-yard slide on the highway, and there's nothing wrong with it. So Kevlar is probably the most important part, that innovation that came into the motorcycle industry.
Yeah. All right, let's go for the next one. This one says, what should someone look out for when buying a leather jacket?
One part goes back to that previous one about the labeled buffalo leather. You're not buying buffalo. If you're going to buy a buffalo hide jacket, that's going to cost you $3,000. I mean, there's not that many buffalo roaming around the world anymore like there used to be. You should also get a jacket that fits you tight. You do not need to be wearing a loose-fitting leather jacket. If you're wearing a loose jacket and you do go down, that jacket's going to pinch on the road, twist up, and that's what's going to cause you to tumble. When you start to tumble, you stick your arms out, you break your arms. You want something that fits you tight. It needs to be snug, almost to the point where it might be a little uncomfortable at first because it's going to break in a little bit, but you need to get on your bike. Even if you buy a jacket online, before you rip the tags off, zip it up, make sure you're wearing what you're going to wear on your normal riding day. Go sit on the bike, put your hands on the handlebars, make sure the jacket fits you like a glove.
I remember this artist from Italy who bought a few of our custom vests, and he was like a medium, but he specifically wanted small. Because I think the guy knew. I'm like, are you sure? Like, this is what the measurements is like. I need it that tight.
Yeah.
And I think also it was a fashion thing too.
Maybe, but you should have.
He rides, so
you should have your vest and your jackets as tight as possible because you do want to slide if you, heaven forbid, you do go down.
All right, the last and final question. $50,000 question. What makes a great motorcycle jacket? I think it kind of. Oh no, that was more of the.
Well, a lot goes into making a great motorcycle jacket. I think for me personally, and what I've brought into the brand is aesthetics. You want it to look like it was made for you. You want it to look like uniform. You don't want to buy a jacket that's whoever made it cut some corners. You aesthetically, you want the jacket to look good on you when you're riding. We've all seen a guy ride by us with an ill-fitting jacket or vest and be like, look at this new guy. Yeah. You might have the coolest bike.
He's come to our parties once.
Yeah, you might have the coolest bike that rolls by, but your jacket doesn't fit you right, or something's a little bit off about it, and you look like a goon. Yeah. So you don't want that. There's two classic silhouettes. It's a single zipper, we call a scooter style, and it's a classic MC, which is like the old punk rock, like rock and roll jacket that everybody has seen, like from Brando to the Ramones. Everybody knows the punk rock jacket. Exactly. Everybody knows that. So as long as you stay in that wheelhouse, you're gonna look cool wherever you ride your bike. It's just obviously we have a custom builder. You can get wild with it.
Oh yeah. People get pretty crazy with
pick
that
crazy
stuff.
Colors, but just sometimes you have to play within bounds, and it's a classic clean looking leather jacket is going to look cool today, and it's going to look cool 30 years from now.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Aaron, for stopping by.
Yes.
You can just get out now. All right.
Mike, would you have anything other weird questions that you got asked this week that we need to get out on the table? Because I think I have one.
Let me think. Other than how long does these custom vests take? Which you can see 5 to 7 weeks. That's about all.
People don't read, so they do skip the website. Yeah. So we will mention that again when you order a custom. It says 5 to 7 weeks. Sometimes it's faster. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit longer because we have to make a special colorway for somebody. To follow that up with, I just overheard a phone call, and it was a gentleman saying, I've had this vest for over a year. Is there any warranty on it? And we were like, what do you need to warranty? Well, it's starting to fade on the shoulders a little bit. Well, to me, that's part of riding outside in the sunshine. A cowhide.
How long do you have it for?
Over a year. Right. So some people do want their jackets and vests to look brand new for 30 years. They want them to look like a brand new pair of shoes. Yeah. But if you're outside riding, cowhide is just like human skin. It's going to sunburn and it's going to fade. Yeah. So to me, that's just the price of like showing people you actually ride it. There's a million steps in the leather process, but there is a little bit of fat liquor in these leather jackets. Even though we do add a UV protectant to this stuff, that will wear out over time and it will fade. And there's some guys that want their vest to fade even faster than it does because they don't want to look like a new guy forever. So wear the scrapes and scars and fading on your jackets and vests like a badge of honor. I mean, some people just want that new look forever. I get it, but it's hard to please everybody.
I mean, you could always have the UV, spray or anything like that. But,
you can add some.
If you're really worried about that.
Yeah, if you're worried about it, or you could, get some polish and try to darken it back up. But I don't know. That's just me. I want my stuff to look beat and worn because I don't want to.
That's how some guitar players feel. Yeah.
Some people
you get a $2,000 guitar, but you play it out every day. And you want it to have like the battle scars.
Yeah. So. And then some people want it to be.
And some people want to just no. I know a few people like that. So.
Cool. So that's just a couple of the things that we've seen come through, and we're gonna figure out this podcast thing as it keeps going, and send in your questions, tag questions below. Whatever you want answered, anything behind the scenes, let us know.
Yeah, no, that's about it. I'd like to thank the audience, everyone.
I can't believe you did that.
I hate this thing, but I love it at the same time.
All right, peace, guys.